Rich Pickett with Personal Wings and Twin and Turbine Magazine. Today we're going to show you an exciting new product. For years I've been using the Bose headsets. From the first one in 1989 to the next one in 1998, the Bose X, and then the A30 in 2010, as well as the Pro Flights, both Series 1 and Series 2. I love the headsets. They worked awesome for me. I use them for all my flying and my families. So this A20 has been my go-to headset, especially in the noisier aircraft for, well, since they came out, 2010. And then as I mentioned, I use the Pro Flight. So now Bose has asked me to look at their latest product from Bose Aviation. So we're pretty excited. I haven't seen it. Tigre hasn't seen it. All we had is it dropped off from UPS. So you get to see it at the same time I get to open up the box. So come on and join us. We're going to take a look and see inside and see what this new headset has in store for us. So now this is the box. We haven't opened it yet. For comparison, I have an A20 in a brand new box. One of them I haven't opened of mine. And then of course the Pro Flight Series 2, because I use all of them in my airplanes. So we're pretty excited about this. So we're gonna see what's in this. Now, the cool thing about this is we're opening this up nearly 2 months before it's gonna be released. So that's exciting for us. We get to play with this for 2 months before Bose announces it. So pretty excited. Get a little feedback and look at the product and see how it works for everybody. So it's pretty cool. So we're gonna take a look. Whoa, wow, so here it is. Boy, even the box is a little different. So this is the Bose A30. That's their new designation for this headset. So as you can see, even the box looks different. Look at that, right? So, but let's take a look at it and see what this is like. All right, so let's get rid of the box. Box is gone. This is pretty cool. Wow. So even before we open it, let's take a look at it and see some different features on this. So the headset is similar. When you look at it first, you go, wow, that looks almost identical, but it is different. It's quite a bit different actually. So if we look at here, we see the cup design. This has gray in it. This is all plain. This has another external mic, which that's what this is in here for these miking, the mic for the noise cancellation. And then the bands are very similar, except this a little bit sleeker, right? The pads look a little bit different. The design of the air cups are pretty close to the existing one, as you can see that, right? If we take a look at it, that's kind of a nice way to kind of look at it. But this adjustment mechanism looks a little bit different. The mic looks almost identical. A little different design here, as we see in that point. So let's take a look at this and see. Let's see what else is on the box. Oh, on the back, this is cool. So this tells us some of the new features. So on the A30 headset, it gives us a lightweight structure and low clamping force. So what they did is they reduced the clamping force by around 20%, which is quite substantial. I found these very comfortable. I've used these on long trips all the way from San Diego to Barcelona and a Meridian, back and forth across the Atlantic to pick up jets over in Europe and so forth. And they're good. Even the existing one, I'm pretty comfortable, but reducing that by 20% is pretty substantial clamping force. So here we have the industry-leading active noise reduction, but now with 3 user selector modes. So we haven't seen what that is yet, but we'll find out. Maybe very similar to the Pro Flight, where they have 3 levels of noise cancellation. Unmatched audio clarity with active equalization, so that's pretty cool. Precision focused noise canceling microphone, that's probably very similar to what they had before. The design, of course, is TSA and EASA approved. And removable side swappable down cable and mic. No tools are required. That's great, because let me show you something. So when I fly on the right, or especially with my co-pilots, I'll take this mic assembly off, right? But it always requires a screw. I've got to find a small Phillips, pull that off, put it on the other side, and etc. So now it looks like they've made a toolless ability for you to change that to different air cups. That's what I love about the ProFlight, because I can swap it, make it easier. And the reason I like that is because then if I'm on the right, I can just put the cable over on my right rather than having to drape it across. So let's like that. And of course Bluetooth, which this one has. So let's take a look at it, see what it looks like. Oh, up in the top, Tigre said let's look at the top as well. So in through here we have a headset assembly. This one is the dual plug. You can get it various formats, of course, with the 9-pin ALR plug as well. That's their new number. Even tells the manufacturer which shift it was made on, 16 I guess, which is pretty cool. And then it just says it complies with FCC rules, Bluetooth, etc. All the patents that are in there for Bose. So pretty excited. So you ready? Let's open it up. All right, we are ready to open the box on the Bose A30 headset. Pretty excited about this. So let's see what we can come up with here. Aha! Got a sleeve, got the sleeve. So I'll move the sleeve off to the side. Now the box looks very similar to, in fact it's got the exact same information on the back as you can see here. So it has the exact same information that was on the sleeve. So we've got that. So now we got more tape to open. Got that one. Okay, now, ready? Here we go. Are you ready? You sure you're ready? Ta-da! Okay, let's take a look. So of course we've got it in the poly bag. We've got that. Right now, even before I open it, the case looks just a little bit different. Still black. A little bit different. So let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, quite a bit different actually than the case. For those of you who have an A20, you've probably seen a similar case, but it looks a little bit different. So it's got the Bose, of course, name on the back. And then inside here, before we open up the rest, let me just show you, it's got, of course, a guide. A large guide in through there. Oh, Tigre just gave me a headset in case you want to see. We don't, let's show you the case. So it's very similar to this one. See, it's got very similar, a little bit different. That has a little label there, rather than this is just embossed. So instead of being edition, but pretty close, a little different shape. So we've got that out of the way. So in through here, let's take a look. Aviation headset, has all the safety, tells you all the really good information in here. There's a little nice guide in here about how to adjust things, etc., related to fit, the control module, the clips, you name it. We've got the warranty in here, right? Limited warranty, awesome warranty. It's been 5 years on headsets, and they're very good. I mean, the service from Bose, I've sent in headsets before, and the warranty has been incredible. So here's another little guide that we have here. So this is the Start Here guide. So you could read the whole guide, or what we're gonna do is just kind of look inside here and see what this says. My kind of guide. It's like one piece of paper, double-sided, that's it. It has left and right in the ear cups because there is a asymmetric design on headsets. It's kind of nice. Pilots need that, know which one's left and which one's right. So this is gonna tell us about put on the headset, adjust the mic, the boom mic comes over here, put in the batteries, that makes sense. And then it has the two different models, the battery powered model, which is the 2-plug, which I have here, as well as they have a 9-pin, which is an aircraft powered headset, similar to my version of the A20 here that plugs into the 9-pin connector. So we have that. So let's look what else is in here. Then we're gonna take a look and see what the control module looks like. And of course you can do Bluetooth, which is really cool. So then operation switches, there's an addition on the A30. So one of the things they have, besides the usual ones, which they have in terms of the intercom, that means whether you process it as monaural or stereo, as well as auto on, auto off, and that's when you disconnect, it turns off the batteries after a certain time. It also has some other cool things. So this has two new features. It has reversionary mode, which says it disables all non-critical functions, leaving only intercom and acoustic noise cancellation enabled. So this is used during emergency hardware or software failures. So it's pretty cool. You can keep it off in normal use, but it's some additional functionality. I mean, we'll talk about that later as we learn more about that. The other thing it adds is tap control. So for those of you who've ever had an opportunity to fly with the ProFlight, so the ProFlight headset has that tap control. I call it tap to talk. So if passenger comes up in the cockpit, you just tap on the earbud and then that turns off the acoustic noise cancellation on that particular side. You chat with them, you finish, you turn it back on. So now they've added this to the A30, which is really cool. Somebody comes up from behind, wants to talk to you, they're not an intercom, you just tap it. And we haven't tried it yet, but that's how it's supposed to work. So then we have the acoustic noise cancellation function. This has changed. Now there are 3 levels of noise cancellation. So there is low, medium, and high. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later as we experiment with them. But primarily the high is the maximum quiet and noise cancellation across the entire spectrum of frequencies, which is pretty cool, and especially for loud aircraft. Medium is consistent noise reduction across frequencies in typical jet aircraft. So this is really cool. So if you're flying a Cirrus, flying our 206, flying the gyrocopters, anything that has a high, or helicopter, anything that have a high noise environment, or the Cessnas, then you want it in high. If you're going to be in jet aircraft, you can actually just go and put them in medium. You don't need as much cancellation. And then low is best for improved interpersonal communication outside of the intercom. So that's low if nobody has an intercom in your airplane and you want to be able to talk. You still get noise cancellation, but you also have the capability of being able to talk to folks. So you can set, it's pretty cool. It's really, really neat. And then of course, when you tap, if I tap on the ear cup, then what happens is that goes to low from high, and then I just double tap again, and then it'll turn it back on. So nice capability. And then the secondary audio priority, which they had before, for using the intercom and Bluetooth. So that comes in handy. So for example, off only intercom audio is active. Secondary audio functionality is disabled. When you mix it, the intercom signal is detected. Secondary audio is mixed with intercom audio. In other words, if you have Bluetooth and you're listening to your music, then you can interrupt that. And then when it's mute, with a mix, it mixes the Bluetooth audio that comes in, for example, as well as mixes it with your intercom, radios, ATC, etc., or mute, where it just mutes that music source, and then you only listen to intercom or ATC, which is the safest way to do it. Definitely, absolutely safest way to do it for pilots. Okay, let's take a look at it. Let's open this puppy up. Okay, here it is. Ta-da! Ooh, nice. Nice case. Let's take a look at the headset. So all the goodies in here, we have our 3.5mm patch cable. We have our gizmo, which holds, so we can hold the controller with the batteries, etc., which is really neat. And then in here, of course, we got the batteries. We might as well take the batteries out now because we've got to use the batteries. Okay, now the headset. So the headset itself, all right, let's look here. Little cable tie. Okay, I can tell the difference already. Look at this. Even the cable diameter is different. That's nice, makes it lighter. A little bit lighter, makes it easier to manipulate in your cockpit. So let's take a look at this. We've got this, our mic. Let's take a look at the mics. Even the mic is a little different. This ferrule here looks very similar, but the connection, or the boom here, is different. This is a little smoother material, and it is smaller. I would estimate it's probably 50 to 60% of the size of the A20, so it's a little bit smaller. So let's look what else we have in here. So now let's go over the control modules, and we'll take a look initially at what looks different on the A30 versus the A20. So still has the rotary volume controls, power switch, just a little different location. Aha, here's one of the big differences. That acoustic noise cancellation, high, medium, low. We don't have that on the A20. We do have that, of course, on the A30. Bluetooth functions are the same, off, mix, and mute, like we talked about. You can turn everything off for this is a Bluetooth switch. In here for the music input, it can be off, mix, or mute. So if you do this, of course, if we turn it on here, then mute means that whenever we get an input from the intercom, including ATC, it turns the music off, or the input off, and mix, it'll join them together. So, of course, as pilots, you want to make sure that it's on mute or off, especially in critical phases of flight. So on the A20, they have a 3.5mm input here for the music source, typically, that you would put in there. So we have that. On the A30s, it's hard to see because it just kind of blends in, but it's in very similar location. So otherwise, let's take a look at them. A little different, maybe almost identical size, just a little bit bigger for the A30. Of course, it has more functions. So let's open up the back, take a look and see what that looks like. So on the back, also in here, you notice that we have the traditional battery locations, and we have the dip switches. And another port in here, I'm going to show you here on this video too,
this port here that it's not in the book, but we assume that that's probably for some firmware updates. So in here, some of the functions that we have the reversionary is for an emergency case basically, and it disables all non-critical functions, leaving only the intercom and the acoustic noise cancellation features functional. But then typically that's just left in the off position. So we have tap control. That's that tap control feature, and what we're going to do on the tap control is we're going to turn it on because it defaults off. So we use a little there. So now it is off. Little fine small switches, but they have that. And then they have the intercom process. Audio is monaural or stereo. We just left that on monaural right now. And then we have auto on and off. That allows you, of course, for the battery saving feature. It just turns off when it doesn't have power or a period of inactivity. And so we're just going to leave it in the default wave in through here. So we're going to make sure on ours that it's going to be on. So now it's set. So now we're going to put batteries in it. Bingo. We're going to power it up for the first time. So here it goes. All right, small light. Shows our active acoustic noise cancellation is high on this one. Bluetooth, it's trying to search. My phone, we're using that for another purpose right now, so we're not going to communicate with that. So I'm just going to turn that off right now. I'll worry about that later for the Bluetooth functionality. So there's the headset. So let's try it on, see how it works. So now let's take a look at the headset. Beautiful case though, it's really nice. Got a nice form-fitting, nice good cushions here on the headset case to be able to protect your headset, and this is cushion. It's really cool. So now let's take a look at the headset. So we talked a little bit before. We have microphones and acoustic openings in here, and this is for the acoustic noise cancellation in through here. Very nice design. I like the colors, and it's all black. So now on the headset, it's the boom mic, and you can see inside there it says R or L. And so now that one of the cool features that they added to this, which I'm really glad we talked about a little bit earlier, is the ability to change the mic from side to side. So while we have it, let me show you how this works. It's really simple. I'm going to move the mic out of the way. You move these two little levers here, and this just slides off. Isn't that cool? Doesn't need tools, really easy to do it. I come to the other side, and the same thing. Let's try. I haven't tried this before, so bear with me as I try to figure out how this opens. So open this, we lift that, and then this just slides off. And then you put that on the other side, right? You come in through here. Well, let's see. Ah, there. So it's in there. So it pairs up in here. I'll open up those little ears right there. See those little ears open up there? And we're gonna put that in there. Gauge it. Bingo. So now it's on the right side. Voila. It's very, very nice. So let's see how this fits. Oh, I can feel the difference already. I can feel the difference on the clamping force already. It's really cool. So let's see how it fits. Wow, I can feel it. I can feel the difference. Of course, I can't hear anything. Oh, it's amazing. So we're going to try different noise cancellation. Oh, wow.
So I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
What if I talk like this? What if I shout at you? Does it hurt your ears?
No, I just put it to high.
What
That's
happens
perfect.
if I shout really loud? Is it really loud?
Whoa, whoa, yeah. That's amazing. Oh, that is great. Wow, that makes a big difference. Now, I have it on high. Let's see if the tap to talk works. Oh, let's try this side first because Tigre's over there. Okay, now talk.
Excuse me, Captain Pickett. Are there more snacks?
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it through. And then to reset it, I just change. I can either double tap, or I can just go ahead and change the active noise the acoustic noise cancellation. I keep on saying active, but it's actually acoustic noise cancellation on that switch. So I can just change that switch right there. So right now I have it on low. Pretty impressive. Then I have medium. We have airplanes flying around outside of our hangar at the airport. And then at high. Quite dramatic. Oh, wow. Wow, that plane went by. I put it to high. I couldn't even hear it. That is amazing. And of course now the clamping force is less. It is much less. It's supposed to be 20% less. Easy 20% less. It's really, really comfortable. All right, so now we have that. So let's put on our A20s.
It's a little different headset band, right? This got little fuzzies. This has more foam. This is a lot fuzzies. Sheepskin. Okay, we'll try that. So this is interesting. So we try the A20s, which are excellent headsets, right? So I'm trying the A20s, and I have that acoustic noise cancellation on, right? You'll always hear a little bit of hiss in the background. That's just part of its cancellation process, and my ears are really sensitive, so I hear everything. So on all headsets, no matter what, I always hear that little bit background. Using the A30s, there's less of it. Put it back on. Yep, it's a little bit less. But what a difference. We got planes going by. Wow, that is impressive. That acoustic noise cancellation, especially the 3 levels of that, are amazing with the A30s. And that clamping force is substantially less. It's much less force. Even though these are pretty good, but I can feel the difference. Oh yes, they say 20%. Maybe that's by measurement, but I think it's even less than that. I like the band is really nice. Very sleek band, right? It's very cool. So we see it under there, the band. It's very nice. Here's the A20 band, which is really nice. Works well. A little different design. See, more open air in through here and so forth. Very similar. As I said, that the A20s will have that sheepskin, which is very comfortable, and I replace them over time. Same thing with the ear cups, right? Because everything wears down. On the A30s, they have this cloth-covered foam band up there at the top. Both of them are probably very, very effective.
So, I wanted to see. Hello.
Hello.
Tigre.
Hello, Tigre.
Come back here. So, I want to see total width for Dad's head, just under 10 inches, and from bottom of cups to top of head, about 8 inches.
Should be almost identical, but a little bit different. A little different cup design.
So max width, counting the boom, because the boom is almost width, but the part that I'm concerned about is when I hit on the corners. Yep, just probably, if anything, they're about a 1/4 inch bigger, wider, and the same height. Cool.
Okay.
Just want to check that out.
Very cool. There is a difference. You definitely feel the difference on the clamping force. So that's kind of nice. Looking forward to trying that. And we're going to try it out, obviously, in a lot of different aircraft. We're fortunate to be able to fly a lot of planes. Tigre and I fly sometimes 3 or 4 different jets a week, plus some pistons and whatever else we can come up with, pogo sticks, whatever. So it works out really well to be able to do it. Thanks to BOSE Aviation for letting us try this new headset well before the public gets to see it. It's kind of exciting to try it out. Looking forward to finishing my article in Twin and Turbine magazine, so it should be up in the spring here of 2023. And on our channel, subscribe to our Personal Wings channel, just right below there, and look for more videos in the series on the Bose A30 headset evaluation, as well as our other videos we have on all topics from gyrocopters to jets to pistons, etc., and just having a blast in aviation. So thanks again, and look forward to talking to you in our next video on the A30 headset from Bose Aviation.